As always, Ted, kicks off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Well, I guess they weren't a winner whenever their first round draft pick got shot in a robbery, but the 49ers did sign Trent Williams. The holdout is over. He's inked another large deal. What's he going to get? 27 million this year, 82 over 3. Got some more guarantee. I guess the guaranteed money had run out on his other contract, so they were able to ink him back up, making the big money continues for former Sooner football players.
It has it's been quite the run between Creed Humphrey, CD Lamb, and Trent Williams, and Baker's contract with the
Mm-hmm.
Bucks. It's been a good run. How pissed do you think the Jets D linemen were when they saw that?
Oh,
Damn
yeah,
it.
it's like hopefully, maybe fingers crossed, it's gonna hold out. It's so weird. Why did teams do this? It always happens. It's the same thing with CD Lamb. Why have your best offensive player miss the entire training camp acting like you're not going to get the deal done? Now Trent Williams, you know, I don't know that I'd have him practice anyways, as much experience as he has and everything, but these deals always get done unless I guess your Le'Veon Bell. Is that the only one I can ever think of that didn't get done? But other than that, it seems like they always get done.
49ers got the Ayuk deal done as well. So that happens when you mention Pearsall got shot.
Yeah,
That was crazy reading about that story.
nuts, nuts.
But yes, the San Francisco 49ers, that offensive line without Trent Williams is with some of the injuries they have, especially in the interior right now, heading into the season, not not a great O-line situation for Brock Purdy. But
Mm-mm.
somehow getting Trent Williams back, it just
It's a
it
game
makes you feel
changer.
like everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, yeah. It well, and you put a guy like that over there on the edge, and then all of a sudden, everyone else probably starts playing a little bit better too.
What's McCaffrey's status?
Who knows? Probably ankle. You know, it, if his status is he'll play and have a huge year unless he's on my fantasy team, then he'll have a phantom ankle injury where he's not even hurt, but he'll miss the entire season. It's just how it works.
They're on Monday Night Football against the Jets. Injury report: Christian McCaffrey questionable.
He'll play.
I hope so. That's gonna be a fun
Yeah. I
Monday Night Football
mean, you
game.
do want to see you want to see all the best matchups out there.
All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
Oh my God, Florida State, what is happening? Now, obviously, when you lose twice before the AP can even put out their first week's poll, you're going to drop out of the rankings pretty significantly. But they've dropped two conference games to two teams, which, let's be honest, I think Georgia Tech is quite a bit better than people expected. And Boston College, there was a lot of people talking about Boston College before this football game. They looked really solid too. But Florida State, you have to be able to win those games. Here's what I'm worried about, Gabe. It's a different era. You lose your first 2 weeks, and how many guys are starting to, hit those DMs and look around at college football and see what else maybe is out there?
I I would not be surprised if some players are being contacted and if some of those Florida State players are also throwing some feelers out there, but you can't go anywhere during the season. You're stuck
No.
where you're stuck. So yeah, that is, you talk about an absolute nightmare start for the Florida State team. such a fun season a year ago. They complained all off season, and then you start 0 and 2, and everyone is clowning you. And maybe the worst thing of all, Boston College could have scored late in the game. They were running it down their face. And Bill O'Brien went, you know what? Let's take a knee. These guys, this is a rough couple weeks for these young men. Let's just take a knee. I mean, the ultimate insult to injury. Oh,
Yeah, it's one of
brutal,
those where
dude.
I don't know what's worse, kneeing it on you or
Oh,
running it, punching another one in.
kneeing it on you is worse. It's absolutely worse because it's like, hey, we know we're trying to be classy here. We know if we run a play, we are going to score on you.
Oh man, that's wild. Yeah, it's um yeah, everyone's pointed out that after the old big lawsuit with Florida State and Clemson, not going well.
They are over. The teams suing the conference are over.
Right.
I am. I
And
think that
did you see that Georgia has beat the ACC's two best teams in the last two games? Like, what was it, like 90 something to six, 98 to
well,
six, something like that?
Georgia is a wagon. Okay.
Yeah.
But I will say the Florida State offensive line was supposed to be better. And DJU has taken a ton of heat, and he should, right? That's what comes with the quarterback position. But he had to throw it 42 times in that game. That is not a recipe for offensive success. And that's on the O line. Like they could not move Boston College off the line of scrimmage. They had 21 yards rushing. Cam Davis had 3 carries for 11 yards, and Roydell Williams had 3 carries for 10 yards. I,
Hey, well,
so were they loading up the box and you're just saying, hey, we got to throw it into this look? Is that what it was? Do they have that little respect for DJU? Possibly. Or is it, hey, this O line's not getting it done either? I probably a combination of both.
I think it's a little bit of everything. And that was the big guess for me. Like, or the question for me was, is the Florida State program, was it really on the rise? Or did they just happen to have a good core group, stayed together for a long time, won a bunch of games, and then those guys have dissolved and there's not much else left? Looks like the latter.
Yep. All right, let's get to my winner and loser first.
We're brought to you by HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. We all know home cooked meals are so much better for you, but you don't always have time to pull it off. But with HelloFresh handling all the meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep, it's easier than ever to get dinner on the table quick and painless. My wife and I made HelloFresh's crispy kickin' cayenne chicken cutlets with mashed potatoes, carrots, and a honey drizzle the other night. Easy to follow the instruction. Only took us about 30 minutes. It was delicious. HelloFresh lets you easily customize your delivery from week to week. Tailor everything to your schedule by adjusting your delivery day or skip a week when you're not able to cook at home. For free breakfast for life, go to HelloFresh.com/free OK breakdown. One free breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/free OK breakdown.
And what if for the rest of 2024, you got a little bit better every day? When you're learning a new language with Babbel, that's exactly what you're doing. 1 in 5 Americans have learn a new language on their bucket list. If that's you, make 2024 the year you finally check it off the list with Babbel. And here's a special offer for our listeners, and it is only for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/Oklahoma. Don't pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that don't really help you speak the language. Just use Babbel. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. And if you want a live classroom experience from the comfort of your home, Babbel Live is just for you. Babbel Live classes are available 7 days a week at any time of day and taught by over 450 certified teachers so you can learn on your schedule. A lot of people around here say, hey, man, I want to learn Spanish. Use Babbel. Babbel's
Mhm.
perfect for you. If you're one of those people that want to learn Spanish, Babbel's what you need. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/Oklahoma. That's BABBEL.com/Oklahoma. Rules and restrictions may apply. For my winner of the week, thought about going with Caitlin Clark.
Hmm.
Ted went and watched the Dallas Wings take on the Indiana Fever on Sunday, and my goodness, she's like the Beatles.
Yeah.
I've seriously never seen anything like it in pro sports, NFL, NBA. Like Caitlin Clark jerseys everywhere. Caitlin Clark on shirts everywhere. You know how when the Warriors come to play the Thunder, like Thunder fans get mad at how many Steph Curry jerseys there are
Yeah.
because kids love Steph Curry.
Sure.
Adults, kids, men, women, didn't matter. Caitlin Clark stuff everywhere, dude.
Wow.
Never seen anything like it.
And it's like
Ca-
that everywhere she goes.
they took over the arena.
Where did they play?
What do you mean? At the
Where
Pacers arena?
Oh, I thought whenever is that where
Oh,
you went to
oh,
watch
you
the game?
mean no, the Wings. The Wings play at UT Arlington's arena.
Okay.
Not a seat empty.
Wow.
Packed. In Indiana Fever. And it wasn't, I don't even know if they were cheered for the Fever. They were cheered for Caitlin Clark.
Every
And it
time she
almost
touches the ball, it's just like,
and this is the thing is Arike Agumbawale tied the WNBA record. She hit 9 threes in this game. And Caitlin Clark didn't even play very well, in my opinion. And I look up at the end of the game, she's got 28 and 12.
yeah. She's leading the league in assists, right?
They
By
they just
far.
clinched they just clinched the playoff berth.
Like when 8 out of the last 10, something like that. They're rolling.
She's like Taylor Swift of women's athletics. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it in professional American sports. It was nuts.
That's wild. And
Took
it's
over the
legit too.
arena.
Yeah. It's legit. Like from what I've seen, like from where she started this year to like how they're playing right now. I I don't know a whole lot about basketball, but I know that she shoots the three really well and deeper than a lot of people, and that's kind of the excitement about her game. But she can pass, and the way she
She's
runs that offense, and they take advantage of people, slow to get back on defense. It's pretty fun to watch.
she's got a great handle and she's got great vision.
Mm-hmm.
Her pick and roll passing game is top notch. And Kelsey Mitchell for them, little small lightning quick lefty is an absolute problem. They're
Yeah,
fun to watch. But the Caitlin Clark experience was insane. Place was full 30 minutes before the game, which I've been to a lot of these games. It's never like that.
right. Yeah,
And it was packed and it felt like if you would have said, hey, who is playing a home game right now, it would be the Fever.
that's
It was
crazy.
insane. I don't
That's
even know.
crazy.
Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Well, playoffs are going to be interesting. Like the way they're playing right now, it's a totally different basketball team than it was the first like third of the season.
Should be fun. Lock into the WNBA, people. Fun product. My winner of the week, though, I'm not afraid to do it. Give me the USC Trojans.
Look good. Look
Looked,
good.
I thought they looked solid. against LSU. I don't think they're an elite team, but you just have to acknowledge that's a really nice win for Lincoln Riley and USC to start their season.
Hey, I thought the biggest advantage, and we talked about it, was how good LSU's offensive line was supposed to be. Boy, USC's defensive line got after them pretty good.
I do not know why LSU did not run the ball more.
Yeah.
I've got no idea. I They had Nussmeier throw it 38 times and they only ran it 26 times.
It looked like at a point in the game they were going to start to walk away with it, and things flipped on them.
John Emery had 10 carries. Uh, Someone's going to have to explain that to me. They didn't, this is the thing. They didn't give that offensive line a chance to take over the game,
Yeah, that's true.
which you can't take over the game as an O line if you aren't given a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And those body blows add up. And that's how you take over a game in the second half. It's like you wear the defense down, and that's just they didn't call the game that way. And I understand they've got big time playmakers at wide receiver. I get it. Kyron Lacy is like he's fun to watch. I get it. But I thought that was going to be their advantage. And that's just not how they called the game. I wasn't blown away by USC's defense. However, I have an immense amount of respect for a group when they go out and they execute the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked to me like the game plan was, hey, let's keep everything in front of us. Let's be a better tackling team when the other team catches the ball in space. And let's make LSU execute in the red zone. Let's shrink
Yep.
the field and make them execute. And LSU did not execute in the red zone well enough to win the football game.
Yeah.
And Brian
Well,
Kelly was pissed after the game. He's smacking tables.
yeah, that that was that was expected, I guess, from him. But, I think it's almost like, not running the ball enough. It's almost like LSU called the game the same way they did a year ago when they had a quarterback that's going to get you out of everything. We don't need to run the ball. Like, the quarterback's going to get us a bunch of rushing yards on broken plays and stuff. They don't have that playmaker on offense anymore, and you can tell.
A lot of people are talking about USC's defense. I thought the real story of the game was their offensive line. Their O line last year was BAD bad.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, I thought that they did a nice job of keeping Miller Moss clean. And Miller Moss, turns out Lincoln Riley knows what he's doing when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean,
It's one,
he looked
yeah,
good.
it's one of the things I said after watching their bowl game. I feel like Caleb Williams does incredible stuff, but I feel like with Miller Moss, you get like more of what you think of Lincoln Riley's offense, right? Quarterback distributing from the pocket, getting the ball around to some of the playmakers, letting those passing concepts run the route. But the offensive line was the big critical piece of that, obviously.
I think this is a very complimentary thing for Miller Moss. Like, I think he manages the game well and he plays on
Mm-hmm.
time.
That's right.
And I think that's
That's
what
right.
Lincoln wants.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get it twisted. Miller Moss had some absolute dimes in this game. Like that cover two shot to Kyron Hudson on the last drive of the
Mm-hmm.
game. And Hudson got blasted, but that's a big time throw, man. Like he's got some stuff to him, but I think the most complimentary thing I can say about USC is they didn't leave it up to the kicker at the end. They went and scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done.
Yep.
Never leave it up to the kicker. Go score.
Never. Never. But I agree. I thought that was a big time win for USC. At least silence some of the critics early on. In this game, I was not feeling great about this game as it got closer and closer. Um, and I think you still have to wonder how good is USC going to be? Like, what's their ceiling? But that silenced a lot. There was a lot of heat on Lincoln Riley, and they came out and won a big game.
I They didn't do a bunch of the dumb stuff LSU did.
Yeah.
Fake shooting guys with the gun as your celebration,
Jeez.
taking your helmet off on the field, roughing the passer. Like Brian Kelly, I get why he was pounding the table after the game, even though some people are like he would. That was yeah, it felt a little performative. It did, but
Yeah, because he wasn't like, I mean, there needs to be like a really strong buildup where we can see the anger
well,
growing.
he, if you watch the entire press conference, he kind of just keeps repeating
Yeah.
the same stuff about the same mistakes that has him upset, and then it builds to the fist pound.
Oh man. Yeah. Well,
He was not pleased.
yeah. What what do you make of LSU the rest of the season?
They
They have a tough schedule, like everyone, I guess.
I think that if they can get beat by USC, they can get beat by five or six teams on their schedule.
Yeah, I agree.
Now the I think the home environment there in Baton Rouge, yeah, you got to factor that in and what it means for that team when they're on
Oh
that
my
field.
God. How about the like you want to talk about a dramatic change? That LSU crowd was like the party was starting when it looked like they were about to run away with that football game. And then boy did things turn and that attitude changed real quick.
Yeah, we'll see how much better they can get.
Yeah, they will.
I,
They'll improve.
I think they need to reevaluate how they call the game offensively.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I think they're going to adjust to their personnel in time.
My loser of the week, productive Sundays, they're over, gone. NFL season is here, Ted, and I know clearly we focus mainly on college football on here, but I love the NFL season because, and I don't play fantasy, and I know some people think I'm crazy because I don't, but my favorite thing to do on Sundays is to get nothing accomplished and to just sit on the couch and watch the best football players in the world go at it. I have very few emotional attachments to any of these teams, and I just can't wait. And it all starts on Thursday night with the Ravens and the Chiefs, which let's go. What a hell of a season opener. But I love being able to sit on the couch and watch stress free on Sundays. It's completely different than Saturday when I'm entirely too emotionally invested in what happens with Oklahoma football. It's just a great contrast, and I love it.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like college, it feels it's way more like every game, like you need something to happen almost in every game that you watch. And in the NFL, it's like a blank canvas. Just show me what you've got to offer this weekend. It's awesome.
I I'm excited for Ravens at Chiefs. Chiefs going to reveal another banner. Mahomes and Lamar. Derrick Henry at running back for the Ravens. Got Xavier Worthy, the new weapon for Mahomes. A lot in that game. We've got.
He's
Do
look
you see the
good.
Packers and Eagles are playing in Brazil on Friday night?
Friday night, they've told everyone be careful, don't go out around town before the games. It's too dangerous. It's pretty funny, but that should be a really good game, man. I'm interested to see how that one plays out.
Is it crazy that I think the Brazilian fans will be cheering for the Packers just because of the colors?
Pretty bold, bright colors, closer to their that yellow's closer to what they got. Yeah, you if you're
The
Green
yellow and
Bay, do you
green, that's Brazil's thing.
aren't they yellow and blue?
Yeah, but the green is
Yeah,
part of their, yeah, it's part of their jersey.
Do you cater to that and wear some bright yellow jerseys if you're Green Bay?
God, no. You can't
No.
do that. You can't do that if you're the Green Bay Packers.
Let's
Too
not
much
get crazy.
tradition.
Hey, now the old school Eagles unis were that yellow and blue.
Yeah,
Maybe they wrote go throwback.
we'll see, but that's going to be awesome. You've got some OU ties, right? Kyler Murray coming back.
Yep,
Cardinals have the Bills. Baker and the Bucks host the Commanders with Daniels at quarterback. That'll be fun to watch. Rams Lions on Sunday Night
big
Football.
one, big one.
That's going to be awesome. So the only question I have for you, Ted, is: are you in and out on fantasy football this year?
I'm in, baby.
Oh yes,
I'm in
I am permanently out.
permanently.
Dude, I love not having to worry about any of that on Sunday. I love not having to set my lineup. We do this podcast on Sundays. I love when I'm done with it. I get everything posted and it's like this giant sigh of relief. I've got nothing else to worry about other than what my wife makes me do with my children, which I love my children dearly. But it's just it's one less thing to worry about, man. I love it. I love not
Hey,
playing fantasy. I know
you
it's
know
I know
me.
it's weird.
I love to torture myself. You know
Yes.
that.
Glutton for punishment. That's you.
A random game that has no bearing on anything will have me just like
I
sweating bullets, angry, ready to throw stuff through the television.
and I am fully aware that I'm a bit of a high strung guy. I'm very regimented, just like a can be a little much at times. I'm fully aware of this.
Hmm.
And the fact that I don't have to go to sleep Sunday night hoping that this one player that I need to score 19 points on Monday night football to win my fantasy matchup, like the fact that I don't have to sleep and then worry about it all Monday, I love that. I love not having that as part of my life.
Well,
Because I will think about it all day. Like, oh my gosh, Ayuk he has to score 18 points or else I lose to my cousin's friend's barber or whatever,
right. Well, you know how I operate, and you can just imagine the F bombs being screamed through my house on a Sunday afternoon. And my wife's like, you need to go take a break. Just go do something else.
Guy drops a touchdown. You are an idiot.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew they'd do that. Of course. It's what kills you. The worst thing is whenever there's like a 2 minute drill and you're going against a receiver and they're in a game, they're down like 3 touchdowns. Doesn't matter at all. They should just be trying to hand it off, get out of the game without any injuries, and they go right down the field, score a touchdown. The guy you're going against had 4 catches in the final touchdown, and it's you lose. All too
I,
familiar.
I love fantasy football. It's awesome. I think it's grown the viewership of the NFL immensely. I think it's brought so many more casual fans into the fold. I just I just love not doing it.
Smart man. Smart man.